don't buy a house unless you have the money. Just went over that. 12-month reserves, 25, 50 grand for maintaining the house. All right. And the ability to withstand a downturn in the market. Or you're buying a piece of property, residential or commercial, that you can monetize. If you can monetize it, you can do it all day long. Ladies and gentlemen, do not buy real estate unless, well, two things. One, if you have the money, and I'm speaking of residential, but I am saying residential commercial, but residential, I'm just going to tell you right now, don't buy anything unless you got the money, right? You got 20% down, you got 12-month reserves, which means you have enough money to pay 12 months of mortgage payments without making a dollar, and 25, at least 25 grand, maybe 50 grand in extra cash, rainy day fund. It's raining, it's pouring. Go fuck yourself. I'm snoring. You got to have this extra money, otherwise don't do it. Market hasn't made a decision, and it is literally volatile. It's a volatile market. What are you even thinking about right now? All right, home insurance, it's going up. People are getting 20%, 50%. They're getting doubles, they're getting triples, okay, on their home insurance. You can't do that. The idea of owning a home is to actually stabilize your housing costs, which is your number one cost on your expense sheet every month. It should be, although now healthcare is blowing up. And with insurance blowing up, some people pay more insurance than they're paying for rent, let alone the mortgage people is trying to rent. So my point is this: if you got the money, do it, okay? But there's no stability in it. That's the biggest problem. I can take you through the data, show you the charts. Oh, it's a buyer's market. It's a seller's market. Look, it's a bullshit market. You don't have anything to do with it. Buying a house it's an investment. You're investing your money. I understand American dream, right? We're going to create our family here. We're going to have family memories. Yeah, but the underlying idea is to make money. You're going to be saving money forcefully. That's what was beautiful about owning a house. You're saving money. Forcefully, you're saving money. But you're not saving money now. It costs more to do everything, right? So you were saving money. You're paying your mortgage. You're just like paying a mortgage. So it's forcing you to save some money because you're building equity. You're paying down principal. Okay. Housing, 4 to 5% increase yearly. Okay. Although a lot of us have seen different swings since 2007. And you can go back a little bit before that because that's when the tulip housing market actually came into play. But point being, it was a nice place for housing stability of cost. You needed stable cost in housing. Rent didn't offer you stability because every year you had to sign a new lease. Rent's going up. We'll talk about rent another time. Rent's another mess. You got to rent properly, but renting is what you do right now. Needless to say, don't buy. Okay, more than anything, if you get in for 3% down or 2.5%, or you get a VA and you get 0%, if you have to move, the market shifts against you, you're stuck in that house. You won't be able to sell the house. So this is all personalized, but needless to say, don't buy a house unless you have the money. Just went over that. 12-month reserves, 25, 50 grand for maintaining the house. All right. And the ability to withstand a downturn in the market. Or you're buying a piece of property, residential or commercial, that you can monetize. If you can monetize it, you can do it all day long. You got to monetize it. And I'll tell you a little secret. You know, those short-term rental people, the party house, everybody's like, booyah! All right? Those, because they now can't get permits, that I will do a video on that too. That's a whole nother mess. They're taking the short-term rentals and they're turning them into mid-term rentals, which means you can, as long as you rent for 30 days or more. But here's what it is: Many of you may not know this, and some of you younger folks, but the older folks understand what a boarding house is. Okay? They're going to have another fancy name for it, co-living, cohabitation. I'm sure there's something else gay out there. But needless to say, it's a boarding house. So now what they're doing is they're taking the fully furnished 2, 3, 4, 5 bedroom house, renting it out by the room. Okay? That's the new. That's where they're going with it. So now if you want to rent, you're going to be living with 2 to 4 other people you don't even know. I'll tell you what, I'll have one hell of a lock on my door. Don't need any midnight guests, if you know what I'm saying. So, here's to say, all right, end of the video today. That's all I wanted to tell you is just don't buy a house. Get in the stock market, invest your money. Yes, invest your money. You can buy fractional shares now. If you have $10 at the end of the month, you can put it into the stock market. Very simple things to do. You can do it right on your phone. Robinhood, fractional shares, done, goodbye. So, before we go, we got to end on comedy because that's what I do. I got to see comedy. It's just very important. So let's take a quick peek here. I don't know if a lot of you guys know Norm Macdonald, but Norm, he was funny, man. But you have to. It's a nuance. But here he is on Conan.
I was talking about.
Oh, what were you talking about? It was when I was a young guy. I'd only drunk like 8 or 9 times in my whole life. I never had gotten really drunk, but I had drinks. And I went out with my buddies and I was drinking, and they were having those crazy drinks. All of a sudden, I was really drunk. And then a guy gave me some pills. Like he said, "Hey, you want some pills?" And I said, "Yeah, all right." So I ate the pills. And you're not supposed to eat pills while you drink.
I think even if you're not drinking, it's not a good idea when someone goes, "You want a bunch of pills?" Yeah.
He was a decent guy. He was a bouncer. No. But so I said, yeah. So these pills, they just make you like 100 times drunker. So then oh man, I'm really drunk. And then, so I was like real drunk, and everybody was like cool. It was like a Western. It had a jukebox, you know, one of those. Guy gives you a whole bottle there, you know, and you go, ah. And then it was the funnest, man. There was a big fat bearded guy there, and I was hanging with him, real drunk. All of a sudden, right, I'm like, oh man, I can't remember anything. I remember like I sort of falling into a pool table or something like that.
Right.
And then I wake up, right, and it's like I'm in a bed. I look beside, there's the fat bearded guy beside me. So I go, oh, Lord God, I had sex with the fat bearded guy, you know? And at the time, like, I never had sex before in my life.
Yeah.
You know, and I always thought, it's probably going to be with a lady. You know what I mean? And the weird thing was, instead of us being in the same bed, he's in a separate bed, right? Like, we have 2 separate beds.
It's like twin beds.
Twin beds. So then I'm like, wait a minute, now this is weird, because, you know, why would we be in separate beds? Is he like an old-fashioned gay guy, you know? Right? But
We're not married yet.
There's no such thing, of course, as an old-fashioned gay guy. They're the most decadent people. So I said, with sex, you know, they enjoy sex like crazy, you know?
We mustn't generalize.
No, we mustn't generalize.
No, but go ahead.
Seriously, you know, if there was a bathhouse for straight guys, we wouldn't be able to have sex 9, 10 times a night anyway. So anyways, turns out this guy, when I blacked out, had checked me into a rehab.
No.
Yeah.
And she's in there with you?
Yeah, so I got robes and a slipper, and they wouldn't give me my clothes back. And I had to stay in there for 3 days. And they're like, "You're an alcoholic." I go, "No, I'm not." And then apparently that's what alcoholics say too, you know?
See, people don't know you the way I know you. Right. This guy likes to have a good time.
Fantastic. Norm Macdonald, if you haven't seen him, yeah, he goes a long way for like one punchline. But yeah, funny guy. All right, Tony Renato, Mr. Romance, Realtor Tony, whatever. Signing off. Ciao for now.